after
were the
that,
details?
yeah, but after
The existing classrooms, ilan dyan ng dekalidad?
at kasi yung iba sa inyo, ba't ko kayo paniniwalaan? Loko-loko kayo eh.
Tama.
Ba't kayo pumayag na gawin yung trabaho yan? Para sa ating Spill the Tea number 1. Ito nakakalungkot because we've seen videos of students, no, na grabe yung katakot-takot na experience nila during the first day of classes last Monday. So, ang nangyari dito is that there is a 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Mindanao or some parts of Mindanao.
Davao.
Yes.
Sarangani.
Yes. Ngayon, dito sa experience na to, I mean, the videos that we've seen, mabuti na lang talaga at nasa labas sila during the time. Nasa
the Philippine
grounds.
flag, sabi nga nila, saved lives that day.
Kasi kung hindi, because the death toll now is at 47.
We contrast that, Mon, like, because in 1990, we had a similar earthquake in Baguio, in the Cordilleras, which was also 7.8.
Oh, same.
Pero yung death toll nun, 1.6.
1,600.
So magandang
Pero bakit?
Magandang case study kung bakit nga naman lesser, fewer, we still we mourn the loss. But why is it a huge difference? That's one thing to look at.
Siguro ako nakikita ko dyan is that previously we're not yet that prepared. No? There were no earthquake drills, I believe.
Dahil nga doon, nagkaroon na tayo ng earthquake drills na.
Yes.
Ano yan? Duck
Kasi
cover.
duck cover and hold.
Hold.
O kung titignan mo yung mga bata, may mga masunurin doon. Although may mga tumakbo, pero may
talaga.
That's a good thing. And number 2 kasi, is that it happened in the Cordillera. It happened in Baguio, yung 1990.
Yung terrain.
Yes, iba yung slope eh, iba yung terrain. And
Yung oras.
yung oras din, it's during
Hapon.
class hours. Pa-dismiss pa lang ang mga bata. Itong nangyari na isa, sabi ko nga blessing in disguise because nasa flag raising ceremony pa lang sila. I mean, the structures during the 1990 in Baguio is that, sabihin na natin, it's not ready for earthquake. Okay?
That's
No?
one thing too. But which brings us back to the infrastructure in Davao.
Yes. So, although tignan mo yung isang buong building na gumuho na school building. What if pasukan?
Tas nasa loob pa sila, no?
So talagang isang factor is yung oras talaga.
Oo.
Yung buildings din, like for example, yung mga kainan, no? Pasukan pa lang yun eh. Opening pa lang yun
7:30, no?
Yes.
Mga ganun yung oras.
So,
Papunta pa lang yung mga tao.
yun yung ipagpapasalamat natin. Let's say, God also save us there.
And thankfully, yung tsunami, wala rin.
Pero muntikan na rin. Kasi
Muntikan,
makikita mo
nagka-tsunami
rin,
alert.
gumaganon-ganon din yung tubig doon. But then, the reason why we're talking about this, because one, it's the first week of classes.
Yes, so we
for
go back to that.
students. Yes. Ngayon, sabihin na natin, thankfully, walang masyadong, I mean, hindi ganun kalaki yung casualties. But, you know, right now, nagkakaroon kasi ng issue rin, di ba? Prepared ba talaga tayo sa ganitong situation? What if pasukan siya? So one, are our school structures and other structures really prepared yung earthquake?
Quality ba yan?
Yes. Number 2, in terms of schools, gaano rin tayo ka-sure na ready ang school natin? Given na kulang nga tayo nagsisiksikan ng mga bata sa classrooms, kulang tayo ng resources, brigada eskwela nanggagaling sa volunteers, bulsa ng
private
mga
sector.
Yes, mga
Teacher.
family teachers na ngayon is merong call to actually investigate that because they don't want teachers to be spending. So
That's right!
pero kasi since then, ganun na hanggang ngayon, hindi na tayo nag-move forward.
Kaya nga, I mean, why are we dependent on Brigada Eskwela to prepare the classrooms na in the first place, kulang tayo?
Yes.
To date, we still lack 165,000 classrooms.
Yes.
And of the existing classrooms, ilan dyan ng dekalidad?
At yung
Ay,
165
gandang
na,
tanong.
nagsisiksikan sila per classroom which is a danger to students. So I hope itong earthquake na to can be a wake-up call.
Yes.
Ang dami ng wake-up call, ha?
Every
Palala
day-
ng palala.
Alam mo ba, Mon, everyday wake up call. hindi lang once. Parang na-wake up call ka na umaga ng earthquake.
Ano ba?
Wake up call ka na Senado.
So, ang dami na nagpaparamdam na we really need to up the game for our education sector.
That's true. Kasi you know that look of terror on the faces of the children, of
Ay,
the
sobra,
students.
sobra.
I would like to say it's metaphorical. It's not only a look of terror because of the earthquake, but a look of terror of what ifs.
Yes.
What if we were inside the
talaga?
building? What if the building did not survive the earthquake?
Lalo yung ground na yon na naggaganon yung mga bata, tapos yung sa likod mo, nakita mo yung buong school building na tumumba.
Tapos yung gym, yung
Yeah, yung nag-move.
Na-imagine ko lang yung sound.
Diba? Na parang what if talaga. Pero saludo sa mga teachers who protected their students.
Yes.
We saw that in the video.
That's a very good example of in loco parentis.
Which means?
The school acts in lieu of the parents. Whenever
Oh.
the children are there, they take care of them.
Wow.
Which we will discuss more in another topic today.
Parang I like that. Pero yun, to the Department of Education and to our government, ilabas na ang budget papunta sa education. Ibigay na natin dyan. And we need to make sure na properly allotted ang ating budget sa lahat po na pangangailangan. Teacher compensation, resources. I-make sure natin na aligned tayo ngayon sa innovation, sa anumang pong needs. So yun, isa pang kailangan ding i-check is of course our buildings. Old na yung buildings natin. Kulang pa nga tayo. Paluma na yung iba. So let's look into this. Rehabilitate, replace, build more.
That's true.
I hope this earthquake, syempre nakikiramay tayo sa lahat ng mga namatayan. And again, it's another bullet point in the list of wake-up calls.
In our daily multiple wake-up calls.
Okay.
We move on to spill the tea number 2. We're going to talk about the Ateneo tragedy. So, what exactly happened ba? There were 2 members of the boys basketball team who passed away. So, their names are Rene Clert Baterbonia, who was 19, and we have Divine Adili, a Nigerian, who was 21. Incidentally, Divine Adili was 6'10". His height was
Grabe.
6'10". Yeah. He came from New Era and then moved to Ateneo. One tragic thing we have to think about here is, you know Rene Baterbonia?
Yeah.
4 days before that, he hugged his mom, said
Oh.
goodbye. 4 days lang bago siya lumipad
Papuntang
Quezon City. Now,
parang yun na yung last goodbye.
yun na yung last kasi that was really heart-tugging. That was one of the videos that moved the nation and angered the nation. Kasi somebody whose dream was to uplift his family from poverty, na-cut short ang buhay
Oh
niya.
my God.
And bakit galit ang bansa? Why are we angry? Let's look at the incident first. What happened ba? So on June 8, the whole team, together with the coaching staff, they were at Aurora.
Yes.
Aurora. So they had, ang paalam ni Rene sa nanay niya is may training. Ngayon, ang pinapalabas is parang
Team building.
So, training ba? Team building ba?
building.
Oo. So, around 2:40 p.m., they were seen swimming or playing around thigh-deep water. But then, because of the riptide or this very strong current, they got swept away. And then, this was reported. So, what happened? So, there was a rescue attempt. The lifeguards and other team members attempted to rescue si Baterbonia and Divine Adili. Baterbonia was recovered at 3:35 p.m.
Halos isang oras.
After they were last seen. And then si Divine Adili was rescued 5 minutes later. Now, drone footage will show na wala namang
Wait.
weight sa paa, contrary to what was being shared
On social media.
on social media. So, that's one thing we have to be careful about din. Huwag natin pangunahan. The investigations are important. So, Both players were then rushed to the Aurora Memorial Hospital but were declared dead on arrival by the physicians. Now, who should we hold
Accountable.
accountable?
At bakit siya nagiging issue?
Yon ang isa pa. Ikaw, sa tingin mo?
Ako, it's a poor crisis management on the part of Ateneo and the team, no?
Yeah.
The coaching team.
So, we're looking forward to investigations naman by other authorities, maybe the NBI or the CIDG. Sana, the other members of the team will be allowed to speak freely without fear of losing their scholarships.
And yeah, kasi parang nangyayari dito, what we're seeing is,
No one's talking.
para magkaroon din ng na yun, yung group affidavit na nauuso sa Senado. Kailangan ba iisa lang yung statement?
Oo, no, that cannot be.
Hindi
because
pwede. Kasi ibig sabihin,
they
may
saw different things at different times. Yes, and then, yun din. So, may communication silang linabas. May may statement silang linabas. We're talking of Ateneo. And I'll give it to them, it was prayerful.
But
where are
after
the
that,
details?
Yeah, but after that, asan?
Where are the details?
Ilang araw na.
The family deserved a minute by minute, blow by blow. Why
Lahat.
did they go there? Who was in charge of it? Were safety procedures done? So, I concur with the faculty of Ateneo demanding from their own institution to answer and be accountable for what happened.
Alam mo, Ateneo is now being too strategic na tipong mas okay yan mas mag-over-communicate kayo right now eh.
Yung sinasabi nila na there are two Ateneos, one that cares and one that's corporate.
Yun na nga eh. Nakikita natin ngayon yung corporate. Hindi pwede yun.
Let's not forget the care, the heart.
And then, tsaka isa pa dito is that meron din kasi mga past players, former players na nagsasabi.
Yun.
I mean, there were past interviews that actually say na yung ginagawa nila are really training and
Initiation.
Pumunta kami ng Baler.
Yun. Grabe.
Para siyang
Parang
bootcamp talaga. Walang basketball. As in, sa beachfront lang kami. Tipin mo, first night ko dun. First night natin, mayroong siren at 4 a.m.
Yung sa megaphone. Di
Yung
ba?
megaphone may siren. As in, kailangan nyo talaga gumising. Punta kayo sa beach, just parang pupag-push-upin kayo. Para talaga pang sundalo yung...
Yan yung part na Ateneo should know how to deal with this. Kasi kaysa kumalat, maano bang magsabi kayo ng details?
Tama.
Sabihin na natin, hindi kami ang namatayan, but then we're talking about your students. Which, kaya ang community ay nag-worry because other people can be your future students.
Yes.
And these are students of the Philippines.
Yes. Yes. They're students of the Philippines. Oh, one more thing. I hope that when the remains of Divine Adili are brought home to Nigeria, that somebody accompanies
The
remains, and explains and extends condolences personally. Imagine kung mag-isa lang.
Yeah.
So I hope that's looked into as well. And from last I read is that the family also requested for an autopsy.
They should please, I just need an answer. Let me know what happened to my son.
Yeah.
So that's one more thing na we can look into. And yun nga, yung duty of care, dito na naman papasok yung in loco parentis. Porque ba may waiver, wala nang...
Yun na. They
wala
always
nang
hide dun
accountability.
sa blanket ng waiver.
Hindi eh. Kasi yung waiver, pag hindi mo naman din tinupad yung part mo, protect yung mga bata, di walang silbi yung waiver, ikaw din nang naging negligent. So that's another legal thing that we look into. And then one more thing, nagbuo ang Philippine Sports Commission ng multi-stakeholder body together with CHED, together with other stakeholders to see if we need to upgrade or amend our policies in terms of issues
buildings.
relating to this. Safety talaga. Yung mga clearances, mga insurance, covering the students. Yan.
Yeah.
Pero bottom line is,
Bottom line is that kailangan natin ng maayos na sagot, transparency and accountability. Kasi, aksidente man yan, we need to know what really happened.
Oo.
Lalo na't ang daming speculations.
Oo.
You owe that to the students you serve and to the public that you're also serving.
Right.
Now, since it's still under investigation ng DOJ, pumasok na rin ng NBI, let's wait for that. But I hope, Ateneo, do your part.
And we we offer our sincere condolences to the Baterbonia and Adili families. We now move on to spill the three. So, Mond, ano ang ating third topic?
Okay. This one is, ito, ilang
Ay, sakit ng
weeks
ulo
na
na.
to, pero laging nagkakagulo kasi. The 18. Ayoko ng, kasi di ko alam kung
Marines?
patuloy nun. Marines, ex-Marines,
Bodyguard?
bodyguards,
Basurero?
lahat na.
Cargador?
Cargador. So, the 18 na bodyguards, hindi natin alam, paniniwalaan ba o hindi. Kayo na nanonood, you can actually engage, no?
Kung may jowa ka nga, di ba? Tapos pa-iba-iba ang pinagsasabi, paniniwalaan mo ba?
Yun yung problem dito.
Yun ang hirap. Trust.
Yes. Kasi they're being considered whistleblowers para raw
On a major scale.
Yeah, na parang ibulgar daw kung sino ang mga corrupt.
Sino nga ba sila in the first place?
Yung mga binanggit nila.
Hindi. Sino yung 18?
The 18,
Kaninong bodyguards? Ito kasi daw, mga tauhan ni Ako Bicol Party List, Saldico. At ngayon, they were tasked daw to give malita
to give money.
in maletas ha, and like one maleta can carry
50
50 million. Oo. So, etong mga maleta ay kwan yan, icing of the cake of corruption. So parang your share of the corruption. From what? From infrastructure projects. Yun nga. So, ngayon si Zaldico, somewhere out there,
Still in hiding.
in hiding pa rin siya. Now, our topic now are the 18
Bodyguards.
bagmen, bodyguards. Okay.
Alam niyo kung bakit nako-confuse din ng mga tao kung anong tawag sa kanila? It's because these people na 18,
Ay, oo.
lahat yung mga yan may ginagawang mali.
Oo.
And yet we call them bayani.
Oo, may nagtawag sa kanilang 18 na bayani.
Siyempre, pangalanan na natin. That's Senator Lauren Legarda. And, you know, she's a very good journalist during her time. But this time, I think, and my opinion is, wala na, binenta niya ng kaluluwa niya.
Di ba, Mon, nung una, andun yung pangalan ni Senator Legarda.
Nawala nga eh.
Tapos tinawag
Kasi
niya
nga,
ng 18 na bayani. Tapos,
Nawala. After sabihin na
No, I
bayani sila, yun yung problem. Sabihin na natin, kasi sa totoo lang, ako kung yan sasabihin talaga sinong mga corrupt, ay, sige, sasama kami sa laban ninyo. Pero kung yung mga tinuturo ninyo, medyo kaduda-duda rin, wala ring ebidensya, puro hearsay, tapos photo lang nakasama nyo sila, paano kami maniniwala doon?
Oo.
Kayo nga mismo, loko-loko kayo eh.
Tama.
Ba't kayo pumayag na gawin yung trabahong yan? Una. Pangalawa, may mga kaso yung iba sa inyo, ba't ko kayo paniniwalaan? Number 3, ang daming information na kahit sabihin na natin, gamitin ko yung word ni Pia, grade 1, sasabihin, ha? Kasi ang daming kakaiba na questionable.
to the point na dinisown sila ng Philippine Navy, saka Philippine Marines. Yung parang 4 out of those 18 individuals were never
Tapos tatawagin
members
nyo
of the
mga
Marines.
18 Marines?
Tsaka hindi lang yun, di ba, Mon? Out of nung naiwan, 10 doon, may kaso. Hay!
And ito lang yung question ko rin sa mga kinoconsider silang whistleblower. May mga elements din kasing kinoconsider for us to call one as whistleblower. Ano yung mga yon?
Paano nga ba maging whistleblower?
Number 1, kailangan the person has personal or privileged knowledge.
Okay.
Okay. Pero syempre, kailangan din naman nating tingnan dyan kung gaano katotoo yan. Hindi naman pwedeng sasabihin lang natin na, it's a personal knowledge. Nagbigay ako. Personal knowledge
Pero
na ba
dapat
yun?
may ebidensya din.
Yes. Ano yung truthfulness and consistency ng sinasabi mo?
Okay.
Doon pa nga lang kay Delima, di ba?
Oo.
Bigla nilang bawi. Binawi agad yun.
Binawi agad.
Oh, next is that the information concerns wrongdoing. Okay, sige, nagbibigay
fine.
ng na sila mismo kasama doon.
Oo.
The information is voluntarily disclosed. Okay, pwede nating sabihin voluntary disclosed.
Pero may question din ako dyan sa voluntary kasi may chismis na binigyan
Hindi.
sila ng tigpa 5M.
Yes.
Hindi na yun voluntary, man.
Correct. Correct. At kung sinasabi na bakit ngayon lang yan lumalabas, everything is under investigation. Ngayon, kung lumabas kasi yan bigla, abay lalabas din talaga yung investigation.
Tama.
Paano nga kung hinihintay din nila yung perfect time?
Oo.
Biglang lumabas, nagkiklaim na kaagad. That's the time na sasabihin na rin na wait lang, meron kaming investigation. Ito yung lumabas.
Oo.
Next na element is that the disclosure is made in good faith. Ang problem dito, ang hirap isipin kung in good faith ito or kung may gusto lang silang
Tinggalan siya.
Yes, baka meron din silang
Motives.
yes, kasi i-check din yung motibo dyan. And last thing, the disclosure is supported by sufficient details or evidence.
Yun. That's where their story has a lot of holes. I like what Senator Panfilo Lacson did. He computed, parang yung sheer amount na sinasabi nila na kanilang dinistribute. Kung kwentahin mo yan yung weight niya, yung dami niya, o ilang maleta, hanggang ngayon daw nagdi-distribute pa rin sila.
At saka isa pa, walang documents. Photos lang meron. Walang financial records. Yung witnesses na to magkakaiba yung sinasabi dun sa affidavit nila at saka dun sa Senate mismo. Kapag tinanong sila, magkakaiba. Pagaya na nawala si Legarda, hindi binanggit yung isa.
Ultimo nga iPhone.
iPhone.
Ano yun, 16
yung
ba
release,
yun? iPhone.
magkaibang taon.
Oo, hindi pa pala lumabas.
Di ba? Ang daming questionable.
You're calling me a liar? Ano na yun? I'm a liar.
I'm a liar. I'm a liar?
Masabi? Anong amalayo na pinagsasabi mo?
They are liars in my
Yes.
from my point of view.
Doon pa lang, medyo magtataka rin tayo, magka-question din tayo, will we listen to these 18 people na hindi nga makagawa ng kanilang individual testimonies or individual affidavits? Ayaw silang payagan.
Tapos parang ngayon, there was that day na they were supposed to be downstairs but hindi sila nagpakita.
Umakyat
Tas
kay
kasama
Robin Hood.
Paring Robin na nag-press con. Ngayon, what's going to happen? Actually, libel and perjury charges can be done. So, who have filed so far? We have National Security Advisor Eduardo Año, former Senator Trillanes, House Deputy Speaker Janet Garin, and Manila Representative Benvenido Abante Jr., among others, have filed.
Dahil dyan sa mga magkakasunod na kaso na final po ng ilan sa ating mga opisyales, syempre, tatanungin kasi natin why would we automatically believe people na questionable yung mga ginagawa? Sa relasyon pa nga lang, pag may duda ka na konting duda lang, tapos dito, may pagdududa, ipagtatanggol nyo pa. You still call them bayanis? What? Next, hanapin natin yung ebidensya na yun.
Yun kung nag-accuse ka, nasa iyo yung burden of proof.
Yes.
Hindi pwedeng...
Hindi pwedeng yung nagde-defend ang maglalabas ng ebidensya. Ikaw ngayon nang aakusa
Oo.
As the accuser, where's your evidence? Not just
Tama.
photos.
Tama. Or else, chismis lang yan.
Oo,
Kasi ang dali-daling mag-manipulate ng photos ngayon. Mga profile pic nga ng iba dyan, puro AI na, di ba? Ano pa yung mga ganito?
Yung akin lang dyan is that when there is inconsistencies, not just one, not just two, but many inconsistencies.
Yun na nga
Yan na nagsasabing kalokohan lang ito.
Ayan, abusive cycle.
Naglolokohan lang tayo dito.
Oo. Saka, aside from that, yes, it's a Senate inquiry, no? Pero when push comes to shove and maging kaso na ang mga to, will it even hold water sa courts? Wala.
Correct.
I mean, the power of yung sensationalism kasi.
Correct.
Parang yun yung sinasabayan nila yung sa social media, sa balita. Parang, oy, public opinion yun. Pero sa korte, ibang usapan yan. And
Hindi
even
naman-
sa Senate mismo.
Hindi naman dyan yung yung pinakamalakas ang boses, ang paniniwalaan.
Ayun.
It's not the one who speaks the loudest. It's about evidence. It's about legalities, no? It's about who can prove their claims.
Amen to that.
No?
So now, we look forward to the resolution of the inquiries at the Senate, hoping that the Senate can also resolve their own power issues so that we can resolve bigger issues such as this. Because this boils down to the flood control, corruption story.
I hope we really catch the big fish this time.
Yes.
But really the big fish na talagang totoo naman, with claim. Alam mo, yung 18 Marines, patunayan nyo lang lahat yan with evidence. Baka samahan pa kayo ng taong bayan.
Baka mag-rally pa sila for
Yeah.
you. But at the rate you're going right now,
No.
I don't think so. Try again next time.
Now, this week, itong tatlong pinag-usapan natin, mabibigat. It talks about accountability. It
And
talks about
trust.
transparency and trust.
And trust.
Ngayong buwan na to, at saka na nakaraang buwan, grabe ang trust natin.
Grabe ang trust issues.
Oh, masyado na tayong sinaktan at niloko. So, those are our stories, and we hope that we continue to call for transparency, accountability, and of course, to build stronger trust. Ang
Yes.
relationship ng mga tao at ng mga institusyon, government man o pribado, napakahalagang panatilihin po natin yung trust na ito. Dahil pag yan na-break, sinasabi na natin, dyan nagsisimula yung mga problema.
Yes. So, how do we do this? Let's keep talking about the issues and in a healthy manner. And in that way, we raise awareness among the community, and then we also show our leaders that we care, and hopefully, they will care for us back.
And with that, I am Mond. Panahon na para kayo naman ang magtanong.
Now that you've heard the stories, tell us what you think. I'm Mia Magdalena Focno.
And that's your tea for this week. Thanks for joining us on Spill the Tea!